What is going on, people from the tube? Welcome back to another Pancho Things. So, here's the kicker. You're gonna see the same outfit for weeks to come. It's because I'm filming these type of videos all at once because Logan once enough was kind enough to let me shoot some shotgun in his property. It's a Sunday, probably the neighbors are gonna hate us, but we're gonna get this done all at once, but I'm not gonna be able to edit all of it at once because otherwise this video is gonna be like 2 hours long. So we're not gonna do that. So this is how this is gonna go. I'm gonna try an array of shells. Reason being is this year is difficult to put the hands on Boss shot shells for obvious reasons. And if you don't know why, you can go to Boss website and kind of understand in between the tariffs and the acquisition of the metal is kind of hard to put the hands on the shells. So I'm having to go back to steel. So I don't know, I'm gonna try different steel shots and see what pattern's better from my Muller choke tubes. That's what I'm gonna be using today and logically the season. But I'm gonna start with one shell at a time, and we're gonna go through each distance with the decoy, the passing, and the UFO, and we're gonna put them on target on paper. So the target paper, if you this is the first time you see one of my videos doing pattern video, I don't count pellets, I don't do any of that. So if that's kind of like what you're looking at, this is not gonna be the video for you. What I do is I put that on paper just in a regular scenario, how I normally shoot when I'm hunting, freestanding. There's no benches, no presses, no nothing. I just put it on paper so I can see what the choke tube and the shell are kind of doing, so I know what to expect in the field, adding the circumstances of wind and movement and everything. So, all right, so today I'm gonna be shooting the blind sides, and we're gonna be doing the decoy passing and UFO. So let's take a look. All the shells that I'm gonna be using are 3-inch number 2s, and we're gonna see how this pattern on paper. This is also the first time I gotta shoot with the glasses on, so. Alright, so this is the Winchester Blind Side 2s at 30 yards. Find a hole. Alright, not bad. Not great, but not bad. The blind side to 45 yards, passing choke tube. Find a hole. Shooting a tiny bit high, but it could be me, it could be the shell. So let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Not bad, not great. UFO blind side 2s. Find a hole. Blind sides, all 3 shots went up. Not great. Alright, we're gonna pick this up at the house and go over. The GoPro started failing, the other camera failed because it was too hot. So I'll fill in the gaps. Logan, once again, thank you so very much, dude. And meet you at the house. Alrighty, so before we start here, I want to say something that we noticed as we finished shooting all the shells. The backdrop of where we were shooting is a slightly angle on the top. And initially, face forward, the angle doesn't seem as much. When you look sideways, it's really leaning. Which I don't know if yay or nay is gonna have an effect. I do believe it will. If you throw a shot to a target and it's impacting right here, and you have this bent backwards, it's gonna throw the shot higher than if it was flat, right? Because there's a little bit more chance for it to keep spreading forward up, not necessarily sideways. So I just putting that in there because some of the shots I threw them up, and some of the shell shot up, and I feel that it looks super high in paper, but I don't think it's because that the shell is shooting way too tall. I think it's that angle that makes it look worse. So we're gonna have to play with this. Unfortunately, I already had sent all the shells, so unfortunately we're gonna have to adjust like that impact. The shotgun is cheap. This shotgun and those choke tubes, Muller choke tubes, are shooting perfect pattern 60-40 on all three choke tubes perfectly with Boss 3-inch 3.5 stack and 3 and number 4s, shooting beautiful patterns. If you want to see it, I got a video here. My shotgun is already fitted and shimmed. Everything is nice. Alrighty, Winchester Blind Side 2s. Let's take a look. Alrighty, so we're gonna go into the Blind Side 2. This is my decoy, 30 yards, close range. Once again, as I mentioned, we're gonna give the benefit of the doubt because we have that leaning in the back of the backdrop. So let's imagine that if our impact would have been here, right? Let's say that that's where the impact is. Give you a little bit of flyers. The only thing that I'm seeing on this particular shot is right here. This patch right here is quite big. Even if we bring this down, this is gonna bring like to a patch around right here. Even if we bring this down all the way, it's gonna be a massive patch here. And I got a patch here too. This is not as bad. So for a close shot, it will take a bird. That patch, don't like it. I'm not too happy. Now, it seems to have a little bit more of an impact. It's maybe because the hexagonal steel. This is not a round pellet. This is not a round pellet. This is an hexagonal pellet. So it has round edges, but it's not fully round. Seems to have a little bit of more of an impact to it. Like you can see the paper just boom, the impact on it, the thump on it. But yeah, that's the only thing. It's just patchiness. It's a little much for my taste. Is it terrible? No, it's actually a decent pattern if we take in consideration that it's a little bit high because of the backdrop, but not a bad shot. So let's go now to the passing, which would be the mid-range. Alright, so we have the passing. Now, with this one, once again, if we go take in consideration that it's a little bit up, so we'll move this shot down a little bit. Once again, you have on the side a little bit of patch, a big patch. Even if we bring this down, it will still, this right here will kind of end up somewhere around here, and this right here will end up somewhere around here. So, is it terrible? No, I've seen worse. Seen worse pattern, but it's one of those things that it give you a lot of patches. Like it give you a lot of hole. When you start adding to that equation, wind and sometimes rain, it can change drastically. Those holes can get bigger drastically. But on and on, not a terrible pattern. Not the best that I've seen out of this configuration of Muller choke tubes and Benelli SBE3. So let's take a look at now the UFO. I'll see how that performed. Alrighty, for the UFO, 50 yards. Oh man. Now this one is a little bit more painful. This patchiness here gets really heavy. Once again, even if we drop this whole thing a couple of inches down, have a massive hole on here. There is a big hole right here too. This one can get covered a little bit more right here. Look at if this goes down right here, but this is a massive patch. So on the blind sides, for me particularly, if I'm looking at this shell, we'll take a bird more likely. It's just that patch is kind of funky, but it's not terrible. As I said, I've seen worse. So it's not what I'm getting out of the boss. And taking also in consideration the amount of impact that you get with the boss versus steel. That was the reason why I switched to a different metal, was because I was having a lot of cripples and I'm having to have a lot of follow-up shots. So having that much patchiness, I have a feeling that it's going to increase that. But compared to other shells, it performed okay. It is alright. It's just have that little bit of patchiness, and as I said, tiny behind. That is because of the backdrop. But all in all, if I had to use these, hands down, I'll use it close range and mid range. For taking far shots, I probably won't. So at least with my configuration, doesn't mean that for you guys it's gonna pattern the same. But for me, yeah, close and mid range, definitely. I will shoot that, no problem. Long range, I'm not discarding this shell at all. It has an okay pattern. So there you go. Thank you so very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can notify every time we upload a new video. And I will see you in the next one. Pancho